How's it going, everybody? The Profane Sabbath here. You guys genuinely have no idea how vindicated I unironically feel, okay? Listen, I understand. I sound extremely fucking petty. I probably sound like a bit of an asshole. But I mean, it just genuinely feels good that, like, what people like myself have been saying about Bungie for fucking years at this point, probably almost a decade at this point, has essentially just been proven true. Like, it's just been proven true big time, very recently. Because a whole bunch of shit ended up happening over at Bungie that has left even the biggest Destiny 2 fanboys, the biggest Bungie fan cucks out there, questioning their allegiance to, worshipping Bungie at every fucking step. And it's just genuinely funny to watch. So if you don't know exactly what I'm talking about, allow me to quickly fill you in. I think, like, on the 29th, Bungie ended up announcing that they were going to be delaying their, next and final paid update called, the final shape. And the day afterwards, there was, an announcement of a fuck ton of layoffs happening over at the Bungie headquarters around the same time which Bungie got acquired by Sony, literally a day before the end of the month. Which, if you don't exactly know why I'm emphasizing that, apparently an entire thing with, like, their contract, I think, over at Bungie, is that, like, they'll still have, like, employee coverage for about, like, the rest of the month if they're ever laid off, and Bungie decided to literally lay off hundreds of employees the day before the end of the month, which, yeah, extremely fucking scummy. Now, of course, a lot of people were initially thinking that, well, it can't have been Bungie that did this, they can't actually be this senselessly greedy and stupid, which is, I mean, let's put it this way, that is expecting way too much from Bungie in the first place if you know anything about them, but also, second of all, you're either way too hopeful or way too stupid if that was your first thought. I'm sorry. Funnily enough, it was confirmed that it was not Sony's doing. Sony had nothing to do with the layoffs. It was all Bungie's doing. So here we have new info about the Bungie layoffs per a source. The layoff decisions came directly from Bungie management, not Sony. This is not about Sony replacing Bungie employees with their own people. Many employee benefits, though not health insurance, only last until the end of the month if you're let go. Laying people off on the 30th means a single additional day of coverage, which is why I emphasize that. Many employees had unvested shares as a result of the Sony purchase. These shares would be received based on staying with the company for a certain number of years following the sale, but those shares revert to Bungie if you leave, even if you're fired, which is what's happening now to many of those affected. Meaning that a lot of that additional money from those unvested shares has basically just gone into the void, so all of those employees aren't even getting any, like, extra compensation for any of this shit. So Bungie basically made sure to do everything in their power to ensure that the employees that they laid off would not be given any additional money, despite the fact that I can guarantee you, Bungie has enough money that they could fill up, like, hundreds of Olympic-sized swimming pools with dollar bills and still have enough money left over to wipe their asses with. But here's the thing, okay? Bungie had a few interesting choice words, both for the employees that they had laid off, and also for their player base. I'll start off with how they felt towards the player base and their excuses for why they even had to do layoffs in the first place. So here we have yet another tweet, basically quoting Bungie here, stating, the quote being, "If you had pre-ordered or bought from us more, they wouldn't have lost their jobs." And of course, a nice little, comment afterwards stating, "Maybe if I'd listened to your staff who begged you to make necessary changes instead of telling them you can't ship a product because it's over delivery, this might not have happened." Oh yeah, that's another thing that I genuinely just find absolutely baffling when it comes to Destiny and Bungie, is the fact that they will literally just, like, try their best to do the bare fucking minimum whenever it comes to releasing anything because they don't want to over-deliver and blow their fucking audience away, which is just absolutely fucking sad that people will still just buy into it even if it's the most mid shit ever. Here we have, another quote from Bungie here stating, "Bungie blames 100 layoffs on players leaving Destiny 2. Once again, laying the blame for people losing their jobs in the most inconvenient and scummy way possible on their player base instead of their own greedy asses." So, of course, here we basically have Bungie blaming the player base for not buying enough stuff from their fucking game, as well as just blaming the people who are leaving for, well, greener pastures, per se. Which is just once again, extremely fucking scummy. But of course you're probably wondering to yourself, well, how do they feel about, how do they feel about the employees? Well, yeah, you're gonna be pissed. Bungie CEO Pete Parsons allegedly told remaining employees that the company had kept the right people to continue work on Destiny 2. And of course, also another additional thing of blaming the players for not pre-ordering their, next fucking update, which is, once again, just them blaming the fucking player base. Now, of course, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, there couldn't have been that many essential individuals that they had, gotten rid of. Well, they decide to also get rid of their lead fucking composer for Destiny 2 as well. Like, they literally laid off their lead composer as well. Once again, after doing so, they claimed that they had kept the right people. Yeah, in which even the composer himself has basically scrubbed, like, his, website job page of, any mention of him working at Bungie, and has just replaced it all with just gone fishing, which, personally, I kind of find it both funny and sad. I mean, I can only assume that he at least enjoyed his time over there, and the fact that he no longer has a job over there is just genuinely fucking sad. And considering the fact that, even the fucking CEO has quite literally just claimed that he didn't even give a fuck about, once again, their lead fucking composer, is just, God, if I were this guy, I would be fucking livid. But anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like. That's very well appreciated. Leave a comment down below what you thought about the video, what you want me to talk about next, and also subscribe to the channel if you're new and you want to see more content such as this. Also, go ahead and follow me on Twitter, and go ahead and join the Discord server while you're at it, because why the hell not? And yeah, anyways, guys, this has been Sandy. Have yourselves a nice day.